Hey guys, Matt Philly here, and welcome to part 4 of Building an Epic Workshop. Now in part 3, I basically walked around and said, I want to do this, and I want to do that. And I do have some good news. The set that I had mentioned was built literally the next day or two after that video, and it was all done in one shot and looks absolutely amazing. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Here's a quick little sneak peek. You've probably seen it in B-roll shots and things like that, and I'm going to dive more into that in a future part. But for now, this episode is going to be focused on my dad's setup. So behind me is my dad's setup, and in part 3 it was really messy because he had been working at home on and off just to kind of make his life a little bit easier. So he had a ton of work related stuff scattered all over the place, but now he has not been working from home really that often at all, so he can kind of focus a little bit more on making this what he wants it to be, which is a music and entertainment based setup. Now I never really touched on the fact that he has a computer now. He built it himself, which is really exciting, and I'm going to dive into the specs and such in just a bit. It's nothing over the top crazy, but ideally I'd like to kind of hook him up with some stuff to take it to that next level. I'm just going to kind of explain this as if I haven't explained any of it before, because I really haven't. He has dual monitors. They're really nice. They're simple. It's not meant for anything crazy. Again, this is mainly music and entertainment based, and that's exactly where the TV comes in for the entertainment. Now I did bring out my gaming rack that I had in the shed, and I gave it to my dad, and that came with the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4, and all that fun stuff. So he does have the gaming rack. We may have to find a better spot for it, but for now it seems to be in a decent spot, to say the least. So the gaming rack does have the Elgato capture card in it, so he will be recording himself playing video games and uploading them to his channel, and trust me, his commentary will be hilarious. I'll leave a link to his channel down below. He should be starting up very soon, and maybe even streaming, which is just like the weirdest thing ever to say. Yeah, my dad's probably gonna be streaming soon. But yeah, back to that TV. The bezels are just awful. I'm pretty sure it's only a 720p TV. Granted, we did try out Call of Duty on the PlayStation on the TV, and it really doesn't look that bad, which is really depressing because, again, the bezels, man, I can't get over it. But yeah, since Black Friday is basically tomorrow, I'm filming this really at 12 a.m. on Thanksgiving Day, I am gonna just buy my dad a TV. It makes sense. They're gonna be super cheap, and he doesn't need anything crazy, and it's definitely gonna be an upgrade from this. Now I'm gonna go over the rest of the setup in just a second, but before I do that, let's talk about the PC. I'm really excited because Western Digital has sponsored this video and even hooked my dad up with a brand new WD Blue 1TB SSD, which honestly, this is a lifesaver. Right now, my dad doesn't even have an SSD. He just has a 640 gigabyte hard drive, which is obviously not ideal. And for him, he's gonna be doing music. He's gonna be using multiple programs at a time, so he definitely needs something that's gonna be snappy, and that hard drive is not gonna cut it. Eventually, when I get my dad hooked up with a graphics card and he starts doing PC gaming, this is gonna come in handy for that as well, because he can install all the games to this. It won't affect his Windows or anything like that, and he'll be able to open the games like really in light speed. And the best part is these things are built to last. He's not going to be worried about losing data or having to replace this, which is a big deal. And 1TB is more than enough for what he's going to be doing. If you're in the market for an SSD, look no further than Western Digital Blue. Seriously, it's cost efficient, it's reliable, and overall it's going to make your experience on your computer just a lot nicer. So let's talk about the specs. I'm going to bring the camera on over here so we can kind of see what he's working with. Alright, so taking a look, he has the i5 6600K, which really is a great processor, especially because he has the Z170 Pro Gaming from Asus, which I know he's not gaming, so yeah, it was a bundle deal, I believe, at Micro Center, or one of those things, which made it super cost efficient. But now, I mean, he's got a great motherboard, and along with that CPU, he can definitely get some damage done. But if you look at his graphics section, he's not rocking anything. So for what he's doing right now, he does not need a graphics card. I mean, he's pushing 2 monitors, and all he's doing is opening up music programs. So really, for what he's doing, it's completely fine. But as I said, I want to get him into PC gaming, and the idea would be to hook him up with a real nice graphics card, and that would definitely work well with this system. And as you can see, he has the Western Digital SSD hooked up, which is a lifesaver, especially considering what he was working with. So he's really happy I was able to hook him up with that. So again, shout out to Western Digital. And his case is the Fantex Enthuse Lux, which is my old one. For me, I did switch to the Corsair Carbide Air 5 540, which I love, and I'll be talking about my setup, which has completely changed in an upcoming video. But yeah, he was able to put this case on wheels and whatnot, so yeah, he really dad-ified it, if that makes sense. So to wrap it up, let's talk about the remainder of his setup. Now, my dad's kind of kicking himself because he thinks he made the desk a little bit too small. Now, keep in mind, at the time when he built it, it was measured to go over there and not over here. So it did fit perfectly over there, but now that he has all this room because he rearranged, he's kind of like, damn it, I should have made it bigger. And it is 60 inches, which is really a huge desk for a lot of people, but since he has the room, he did wish he went bigger, so he may be doing a top cover to actually extend it, so stay tuned for that. But if you look at it, you kind of see it looks a little cramped, only because he doesn't have all the room in the world and he does have a lot of different accessories. My dad wants to figure something out for his speakers. He just set them up. We've had them for a bit. They are the Bose Cinemate something or other. They're discontinued. They were pretty hefty in price, and God, do they sound amazing. He does have the floor stands that come with it, so if he wants, he can easily put that to the left and right side, kind of behind the desk, and it would be fine. But he is probably going to be building something that comes off the desk to kind of elevate them at the perfect height, and since they have the thread, you just kind of put them on, and that's it. But trust me, oh my God, the sound system, absolutely amazing. Bose always surprises me. Now, I would like to hook him up with new peripherals as well, because really right now he's using a mouse that you would get in a pre-bundled, pre-built PC, which is just awful. So I want to get him something new there. But also I'd like to show him what a mechanical keyboard is really like in his own setup, because he's using like a $30 chiclet styled RGB keyboard, which is fine, and he really likes it. And it's really, for the price, it's a great keyboard. But I would like to get him something a little bit fancier, as well as an extended mouse pad. He also has my old iPad off to the side, which is pretty funny, so he likes to have that there. And again, he's going to be using this for music, so he has a mixer over here. I believe it's a, yeah, it's a PV mixer, whatever model number it is, and that's perfect for him. He has a million guitars off to the side, a million away in storage. He has all these different amps and things, so he needs that at hand, and it's on one of those IKEA little $3 mixer stands that I have in the shed as well. So I really like it, but you can see it's definitely cramped, so maybe he will be getting that situated soon enough to expand the desktop itself. If you haven't seen, he did build the desk himself. I'll leave a link to that video down below. But yeah, that's basically it. And now you know kind of what I want to see changed, what he wants to change, and you can kind of get a vision for how the setup's going to look when it's all said and done. There's still a lot to do, not only in the setup side, but just all over the place. But this really is sort of his workshop. He does everything down here. He can play some music, he can play some video games, he could do some DIY stuff, and then of course where the camera is over in the back, we do have the set, which is freaking awesome. So stay tuned for more information about the set and really just the workshop as a whole as we kind of fix things up. But that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Leave your comments down below. Check out the description for more information, links, and all that fun stuff. And again, make sure you subscribe, please, for f***'s sake. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Matt Philly. I'll catch you on the flippity flop.